Welcome to another episode of Bellcast. I am Gio.
And I'm Bart. Have you been watching the Olympics?
Oh, you bet I have.
Why did you tune in this year so much? Like, why is it I bet I have?
Honestly, do you remember what you were doing 4 years ago? 4 years ago.
Yeah.
No, 3 years ago. 5.
I was in a tree writing love letters to you.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What was the love letter? How were you feeling about me?
I was saying how your love makes me feel like a seagull.
Why a seagull?
Because seagulls soar over the cliffs and they feel no boundaries.
You're so full of shit.
No, I'm not. I swear to God.
So I've been watching it more this year specifically because my mom really loves that shit.
Yeah.
And we're staying at my mom's house right now.
Yeah.
So that's all that's on TV, right?
Yeah.
But I'm actually watching it too. I actually really enjoy it. I think normally in the past, when I was younger and dumber, I would just be like, oh man, the Olympics, I don't like this specific thing, change it. But like I'm sucked into literally every single event. Every single sport.
Event. You think it's because they broadcasted it better, where it's like more digestible, or you think you're just more mature now, and so you can pay attention longer?
How were they broadcasting it before? I remember it being like this, like back to back to back to back to back. No?
Well, so like I don't know, because it's hard for me to like compare broadcasts or the way they film it. But one thing I found myself, I was like, oh shit, I'm actually paying attention. Is, you know, for me, like baseball is like the most boring sport in the world, right? Like when you're trying to watch it on TV.
If you don't understand it, yes.
Yes, yeah. Like, I mean, and everyone agrees. Like even baseball players don't like watching baseball games. But yeah, baseball is literally the most boring sport in the world. And when I
oh fuck.
and I actually was watching women's softball, and I was like, holy shit, I'm stuck into this game. And I think it was Japan versus the US.
Yep.
And I was like, is it because I'm older now, so I have less ADD and I can actually see what's happening and how they're trying to gain the advantage on the other team? Or are they broadcasting it differently? Because the softball and baseball format are quite similar, yet I never really could watch it on TV before.
I think you might be a little bit more mature.
Yeah, and I could just pick things up better now?
I think so. I think like in prior years, obviously we were way more immature.
Yeah.
But we were also like in super grind mode.
Yeah.
So I really can't recall watching too many of them like during like my early 20s and shit. Cause I think I was just so focused on just building that I just didn't really have time to watch it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, we're still building. However, like now we have like family time, downtime, and we're at my mom's house. So like I think we're just like training, like, well, maybe I'm training more now.
Yeah.
Where I really do appreciate every single sport now.
Which team do you root for? It's so funny.
What do you mean?
Like, so when I was watching US versus
I fucking love your questions, man.
like when US was playing Japan, right? Like Japan would score, I'm like, fuck yeah. Because we're Asian. You know? But I'm like, wait.
You're not Japanese,
but I'm like,
dude.
wait a second, but I'm American. So American scores, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, fucking you 2-time son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I better make up my mind. Like, who am I supporting? Because, you know, like the Asian culture is also very strong, right? It's something that's very ingrained in you. You got to pay homage. You got to go to the motherland. Like, you got to speak the language. Like, it's one of those cultures where people can be here 3-4 generations and they're still speaking the native tongue, you know, like that's something that's really, really ingrained. So
that's all Asian, or is it just specifically Chinese, Taiwanese, what you are?
I mean, I don't know. I guess it also depends on how you grow up, like how strong your Chinatown presence is.
What the fuck? You came in so strong and now you're coming out so weak.
I never know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
So I'm literally the smartest dumbass in the world.
Okay.
So when it comes to stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know, you know, like especially like I guess coming from a point of view, because I have a multifaceted perspective, but like one of the perspectives is there's not enough Asians on TV, right? There's not enough Asians in Hollywood and any of that stuff. So when I see people on TV that look like me or look like my aunt or look like
but it doesn't count when it's the Olympics, dude.
Yeah, but when I see them,
it's every specific country,
like,
man.
Yes, aha. And then I go, wait a minute, I'm cheering for the opposite team.
So you're torn a little bit.
Yeah. Do you feel like that? Like, let's say you got Mexico versus US playing a game. Who do you cheer for?
US, of course.
But what if you're straight up fucking uncles in the Mexican team?
Well, then that's different. I'm cheering for my uncle.
How can you cheer for your uncle but not cheer for his team?
Well, because he's my blood. I have to cheer for my uncle, and I'm hoping that he wins for that specific event. But other than that, I'm just rooting for USA.
So you want your uncle's team to make it all the way to the top, but then USA smashes them, so maybe your uncle gets second place?
Hey, that's cool.
You don't want your uncle to get gold, to ever know what it feels like to win gold?
I mean, I would want to see what that feels like. I would want to hold that medal. So yeah, I think for that one specific event,
so you want your uncle to win gold, and then USA, your country, lose?
Yeah, absolutely. Blood's thicker than country, man.
See?
What? You fucking said
now.
Japanese, bro. You're not even Japanese.
These are freaking arbitrary lines drawn in the sand.
Yeah, I know, but you said straight up my uncle.
Yeah.
There's differences, man.
No.
You're just trying to fucking sabotage
Fushigawa
me.
is straight up my aunt. She looks exactly like my aunt.
Is that her first name or her last name?
Both. I think it's Fushigawa. But she's literally my aunt.
Yeah.
And when it comes to, if you understand
What do you mean,
Asian,
literally your fucking aunt? Literally means literally, you freaking
when
smart
I say
dumbass.
literally, yeah, when I say literally, I mean just be quiet and pay attention to what the hell I'm saying.
But don't listen at all.
Yeah. So I took Asian American studies, right?
Good for you.
Thank you. And this is what I literally learned, all right? In Asian American studies, and this is the reason why I have such a connection to all the other Asians, and I don't even know if they have the connection back. It might be a one-sided street. But in Asia, the continent of Asia, of the chinky-eyed peoples, okay? It started off with the Chinese. Those were the ones that had civilization, had culture, the invention of gunpowder, the written word, all of that first, right?
The noodles.
Yeah, when the Chinese were a society and civilized people, Japan and Korea were still tribal nations. They were like Native Americans. They were still like not much technology yet. They're still, in that type of like development in their society. How the migration of culture, technology, civilization, and even government happened. It went from China into Korea, because Korea is attached to China. Like literally, they're pretty much the same like piece of land.
Every time Bart says literally, take a fucking shot.
God damn it.
Go.
So Korea is legitimately attached to China. Okay?
Yeah.
And then why do you just sound like that dog right now? Yeah.
Well, because I don't want to interrupt your fucking flow, so I'm trying to keep it down.
All right, so it's attached. So it went through Korea.
Yes.
And this is the crazy part. Now you hear the dog.
Now I hear it, you son of a bitch.
So it goes from Korea, and then that's why the original Korean word is also Chinese writing, like kanji, right? Before they developed their own alphabet. Then from Korea, the Koreans taught the Japanese how to read and write. That's how it all came. So through that, and then through just, centuries of evolution, modernization, and all that stuff, the cultures became more unique and more niche. And then, of course, the Japanese came back over and took over the rest of the Asian countries. But as a people, we're actually all the same people.
Oh man, I could already feel everyone.
Yeah. We're actually all the same people from a continental point of view. It's just lines in the sand, It's like where is actually Nevada? Because someone drew a line here and California is here. Why isn't it just a foot over? Because the weather and the time is exactly the same, So it's like that. So because I know that, and because of my 23andMe also confirms it, I'm like, all Asian peoples. Like I saw some.
But what does that have to do with you not rooting for the U.S.?
I root for the U.S. if none of my aunties and uncles are on the other team.
Okay, fine. I got it. So that's why you're saying that.
So when the U.S. plays Mexico, you better believe I'm like, suck it, Mexico, suck it.
And then Taika looks at you like, yo, Dad, what's up? What the fuck, man? That's me.
I'm like, go watch some other show. What are you doing in this room?
All right, you keep talking shit, but what's been one of the...
I haven't talked shit once.
Fine, because you've been watching it with me too.
Yeah.
So what's been one of the sports that you're just like, yo, I would have never watched this before besides softball, that now you're like really into it, that you're like excited to watch?
Excited to watch after the Olympics? Like I'm going to still tune into it?
No. During the Olympics.
During the Olympics? What they need to slow down is fencing. That shit's fucking fast.
I didn't get it. I don't know what's going on.
It's like two people fighting with car antennas.
And then what sucks is like both lights go on and it's a red and a green. And I'm like, I'm assuming that the green is like this guy got the point.
Yeah. Well, usually the person lost when they take off their mask and throw it on the ground.
No, but that was the green light too, because he's the one that had like the USA flag on his mask.
But usually he takes out the winner takes off the mask and smiles.
But there were so many rounds. There were so many points.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit's crazy. When I was watching it, like when they do close-ups, you could see a little bit better.
When they do on guard?
Yeah, they're like, is that what it's called?
I don't know.
But they'll like stab each other, right? Or they'll even like do feints and stuff. And just by a flick of the wrist, they can like parry it and then come back. And then they're like just going back and forth. And then the whole thing would just straight up bend. Like I saw this guy fucking stab into him and it turned into like almost a hook, like at the angle you hit him at. And I'm like, holy shit, this shit's crazy.
Yeah, that one's pretty nuts.
And I never understand how people even get into that sport because it's not something you learn in PE. Like not everyone just picks up a car antenna and starts whacking each other.
I know there's so many sports that I didn't even know the US had. Like this might sound crazy, but rugby. Because we never talk about it. Like we don't ever, at least I haven't seen it broadcasted anywhere. Like where do I watch rugby?
There is a American Rugby League, but it's not as money making as
But
American
I don't know,
football.
I don't even know where to watch it. Like let's say I want to watch it. Where on TV is it playing?
Probably ESPN at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And those guys look dope. I'm like, I would love to watch rugby more than football.
Why don't you watch Australian rugby? You probably got to get an Australian channel. And then
Why Australia? You mean Australian football?
No, rugby is big in Australia.
Oh.
So
well, no, I want to watch US rugby.
That's the problem.
Those guys look dope and they were fast as fuck.
They do really look dope. Well, that's also the case with my beloved wrestling. Up until maybe the recent of 5 years, amateur wrestling, as they call it, not to be confused with professional wrestling like WWE, which dramatized movement and all that stuff, and theater, like live theater.
I don't know if anyone would ever compare it to WWE.
Yeah, but when I say amateur wrestling, it's not because it's amateur, like in the traditional term. It's just it's not fake wrestling.
Okay.
So yeah, they just don't really show it that much. Like even the college, like they show college basketball, college football so much more than even some of the professional versions of other sports.
Yeah.
Probably just makes more money or whatever. But like, yeah, my beloved wrestling, up until the last 5 years, it was so hard to catch. You might be able to catch like some sort of finals or some sort of something like on ESPN. But now you have like this really cool group called Flow Grappling. And they're showing all kinds of, like jiu-jitsu and wrestling, all kinds of submission arts. So that's really cool. Now you could actually catch wrestling matches and stuff. But until before then, the only time you only watched it on ESPN and maybe the Olympics.
Yeah. Do you know how many gold medals we have
So far?
Yeah.
Up until
so the most right now has 13. That as of today, right now.
As
us
of today?
filming right now. Yeah. And who do you think is in the lead?
I gotta say U.S.
U.S. is in the lead?
I go with my heart and
But
soul.
what about your fucking aunties and
I gotta go with my heart and
uncles?
soul.
What the fuck? You're so confusing.
I'm two-timing. I told you. I've been telling you that since day one.
Okay, well.
You can't count on me.
Okay, how many do you think the U.S. has then?
13, I said.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, the leading country does have 13, but it's not us.
Who is it?
The leading country is Japan right
Yes!
now. What?
Fuck yes.
Okay,
Fuck
who do you
yes.
think is in second place then?
U.S.
With 12.
Us.
China.
Fuck yeah. Damn, my aunties and uncles got 25. See, I don't even see them as different teams.
You two-timing ass bitch.
I see them as one big Asian family.
You fucking two-timing ass
25
bitch.
medal for the Asian family.
Who's ROC?
Oh, that's the Russian Olympic Committee.
Yeah. Okay.
And you know what happened there?
No.
You know why they're not Russia?
Why?
What?
Is it because of all the steroid use and all that conspiracy shit?
Honestly, yeah.
Wait, why do you say it like that?
No, because some people don't know. I actually looked it up because I saw
okay.
I was watching the indoor volleyball of ROC versus USA, and I'm like, the fuck?
I think it was Canada.
Oh, Canada maybe, and I was like, why is it ROC? So I looked it up. So you know when that documentary came out, Icarus, and they showed like all the doping and the state sponsored doping for Russia. So they're banned Russia as a country is banned from the Olympics up until 2024. So they can't play this year. They can only play and represent their country in Paris in 2024. So now what they're doing, I guess, is the players that vow, and they're going to get extra tested, that vow that they're not part of that whole doping, they can play as neutral players, but for the Russian Olympic Committee. The only thing is, I don't know what happens if they actually win all the brackets and let's say they win gold. Like, do they win gold? Yeah, like do they win gold as individual athletes and Russia doesn't have them, you know?
Yeah.
That's kind of like a loophole, like how they went around it.
Oh, shit. That's a great question. I have no idea. On that note, let me pause you real quick. I'm going to introduce our sponsor. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Well, BetterHelp is here and will assess your needs to match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours, you guys. It's not a crisis hotline. It's not self-help. It's literally speaking with a professional who's going to help you securely online. There is a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You're also going to get a timely and very thoughtful response. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room, you know, as you would with a traditional therapist. So you guys, it's so important that you take care of your mental health because that's like the home that you're living in, you know? Like, yes, we all focus on our physical health, and I think that's just as important, but we always neglect our mental health. And just because you want to look into your mental health doesn't mean that there's anything mentally wrong with you. You're not crazy. There's just some cleaning up that we all have to do. There's maintenance work that we all should be doing when it comes to mental health. So don't neglect that, please. We are going to hook you guys up for following us. So when you go to BetterHelp, that's better, BetterHelp.com/Beal, BEAW, you're going to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's BetterHelp.com/Beal for 10% off your first month. Take care of yourself. And we're back. Yeah, no, that's a good question. I don't know how that goes. We should have looked that up. Okay, in third place with 11 medals is your beloved country of the United States of America.
Fuck yeah, dude. Shout out to my fellow Americans.
Hey, and coming in fifth right now with, then we have 7 with ROC has 7 gold medals.
My white Asian brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Because they're all part of the Asian continent as well.
Okay, and then in 5th place right now with 6 gold medals is Australia.
Fuck you.
Wait, why? I love Australians.
What?
What?
What is their connection to you?
Nothing. They're
exactly.
just fucking
Fuck
awesome.
them.
Hey.
If I see a country that I don't know, I go, fuck you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. What? Are you not competitive in sports?
We're leading. We're leading right now in medals, though. We have 31 medals, like gold, silver, and bronze. We have 31.
Who, the U.S.?
Yes.
Fuck yes.
And then in second place is China, 27.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. And then it's ROC, 23. And then Japan, 22. And then Australia, 16. Yeah. We're fucking smashing it. Kicking ass.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's so the older I get, the more I don't like my view of the world.
Okay.
Because it's more complicated and more sophisticated. You know?
I think so. I think so.
Like with China, like I think my uncle actually played with or trained with the Olympic water polo team before. My dad's brother.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, interesting.
And so, of course, I would root for him, you know? And you know, also, like, Chinese means so many things. Chinese could mean the people, where you could be a fourth generation Chinese American, but you're Chinese, right? But it could also mean you're from China and you're a citizen of China. But Chinese could also mean you're a citizen of New Zealand or Australia, right? So, like, when I see China, the country, winning, there's a part of me that's like, fuck yeah, go my people, go my DNA, go my 5,000 years of history, go motherland. But then there's also, you fucking communist, fuck you. There's that too.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're so, there's a lot of shit going on in you, huh?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, as I get older, that's how I see things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and I think it's natural,
Yeah.
right? Do you see
No,
things that
I don't
way?
feel any of that. I mean, for
Really?
me, I'm just U.S. U.S. is U.S. and that's me.
Let me
That's
ask
it.
you a question then.
Axe away.
Are you gonna put your goddamn phone away?
Oh, sorry. I was just looking at what gold medals we
The
won.
fuck? All right, let me ask you a question.
Ask me.
Let's say the U.S. goes to war.
Whoa, I don't
With
like it already.
Mexico.
Well, U.S., dude.
Okay.
That's it.
See, it's complicated, right?
No, not really. I don't even have to think about it or like have you finish the question.
Because that's how internment camps started, the Japanese internment camps. They're like, when we were fighting with Japan, America was like, hey, you Japanese, I don't know which side you're going to fight for. And the Japanese like, I'm going to fight for the American side. I'm American. I'm born here. They're like, no, I don't think so. They put them in internment camps.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think if you look at my record,
Yeah.
I'm pretty American.
Really?
I wouldn't even be able to talk to my people.
Yeah.
I would just have very basic conversations. Like if
Yeah.
I wanted to get like really in depth with like strategy and shit and warfare and stuff, like I'm fucked. I'm just like no sé cómo explicarle, por favor. Yo, por favor, ándale. No, por favor. You know what I mean? Like
Why'd you say please like 3 times?
because that's me trying to communicate
That's pretty
with my
good.
Mexican
That
people.
sounded really
It
good.
really sucks.
Sounds authentic.
I mean, my pronunciation is okay, but my vocabulary is horrible. That's what I'm saying. Proof that I'm on the American side.
Yeah,
I'm not that good.
I see.
Yeah. So it was really cute because there's this little girl that I found on Instagram. You know, like when they show you like if you follow like skateboarding or just different hobbies.
Yeah.
Damn it, I can't remember her name, and that's why I was on my phone. But she was like little girl in like a little blue tutu, like ballerina costume, from Brazil, skateboarding, and she was so fucking fearless. And I'm like, yo, I have to follow this little girl. That's so fucking rad. Like I love little girls, or just I love women doing extraordinary things or things that, you know, like generally they've been like because of their gender, they're like, you're not supposed to be doing that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is so badass. This little girl in a tutu skateboarding, and she was doing, I don't know the skateboarding tricks, but she was like flying off of shit and grinding on, like her board was grinding on shit. And she was stellar.
Did you see the 13-year-old Japanese girl that won gold?
Okay, well, the one that I'm talking about, she won silver.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So both of them are little girls.
Yes.
Both of them are not adults.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah. And it was so fucking cool to
Yeah,
see because
really
like
cool.
I remember following her and being like, yo, congrats, because she had won like a couple of awards and stuff. And
Yeah.
I was just like sharing her content because I was just so inspired by this little girl.
Yeah.
And she took home silver.
Yeah.
Like shit like that too. So I think if you were to ask me more of like, if it's like a woman's sport, then I'm always gonna like root for the women's sports. Like I love seeing women doing extraordinary things.
Yeah, for me, it's I think regardless of country or gender or even sport, even I love a unconventional, against all odds type of story. I think that stuff's so cool. Like
Yes.
when you can see, like I was reading a story about this chick. She's I think she was escaping Syria, and then so she had to swim in the ocean for I don't know how long, from Syria to I think Greece or whatever. And now she's swimming the 100-meter butterfly in the Olympics.
That's amazing.
It's crazy, yeah.
Did you see in the triathlon when all the swimmers were supposed to take off? You know how they shoot the gun,
Yeah.
but there was like a boat in the way.
Oh, there was? I didn't see that part.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't even know the fucking person that shot the gun, why they even did that to like allow them to go. So everyone's on the platform, right? Like
Yeah.
in position, getting
Yeah,
ready
yeah.
to go. There's this boat. I don't remember what the boat was there trying to do, but literally so if the platform's here, the swimmers are standing along the edge so that they can go.
Yeah.
The boat is here,
Right in front of it?
right in front of them.
What?
And then he shoots the gun, or they shoot the gun. So everyone here gets stuck. They can't jump in
Yeah,
the
they get
water.
asked out.
Everyone else jumps around it,
Damn.
takes off, and they're like, whoa, wait. So then that boat has to move out.
They can't do like, do over, let's start that over. 'Cause that's
They
so
did.
unfair.
No, they
Oh,
did.
Okay, thank God.
But I'm
what
like,
the fuck?
Why would that even happen? Yeah.
Yeah, because stuff like that, I get so pissed when they fuck up shit like that. And there's times where people, they don't understand why athletes cry or get mad or why they get so heated. And the reason is because these athletes, they dedicated, to get to the Olympic level, they dedicate their whole lives to training, right? And not only that, they're dedicating to these 4-year macro cycles. So if any of you guys are like literally the most elite of the elite of powerlifting coaching like me, then you would understand.
He's not elite, everybody.
If you're literally like one of the best coaches in the world like me,
he's not either. He's not that either.
Then you would understand that all types of programs break down from macro cycles, which is the period of from one competition to another competition, to mesocycles, which are the blocks in between that make those up, to microcycles, which are usually weeks to months. And so that's how like dialed in these things are.
Damn, 4 years in advance.
They plan 4 years, and not only that, because you can't maintain peak condition
right
for anything
off season
for long periods of time, right? So
or you'll plateau.
So if you're a bodybuilder, you can't maintain like 2-3% body fat for long periods of time. If you're Usain Bolt, you can't maintain a 9-second 100-meter sprint for long periods of time, right? Even if you're a power lifter, like as strong as me, you can't maintain.
What are you ranked in the powerlifting community?
I'm not gonna talk about that, but like let's say my max squat is like 500. It's not.
It's not. I mean,
it's way.
Our friend Steffi has a bigger squat than you.
Hey, good for her. If I can't maintain that for long periods of time, right? Like peak condition for anybody, you can't maintain.
Right.
So that's why they call it peaking, where you have to get yourself to that point, or even like when you're studying for like a test, right? Like SAT, MCAT, whatever, all those things. Literally, the most knowledgeable and the smartest you are about that subject is hopefully the day before or the day of, and maybe the day after. The minute you take your test,
the day after is fucking useless.
Yeah. Well, your brain starts getting rid of it because it doesn't need all of that on tap, right? So whether it's an LSAT, GRE, whatever, all those things, if you don't study, it starts tapering down. So that's just how your body works. In peak condition, you have to peak for, and these athletes purposely peak every 4 years. They have so many small little training blocks that leads up to middle blocks.
Well, they also have to have small conditions, right? I mean, competitions where like they need to qualify and like.
Yeah, and so that's why you don't see them. Most of them don't break records at those.
Because it's the big picture.
Sometimes it happens, but it's like if it's part of the strategy to break a record there to get to where you are, awesome.
Yeah.
But the goal is to save yourself, because you're always balancing performance and fatigue. You're always balancing that. So if you win a gold medal at this competition or break a world record, but then it kind of slightly jeopardizes you for the next one, then that's no good. So these guys, they train their asses off. They spend 4 years doing these macro cycles. And when something like a fucking boat gets in the way,
that's fucking annoying, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Or like there's that one, I don't even know if this is Olympics, but was it the Tour de France recently where there's like some lady stuck her hand out to do a high five, and it made like 20 cyclists, 30 cyclists all fall on the ground.
What a bitch.
Yeah, like those things piss me the fuck off, because they literally train their fucking asses off, and the food that their kids eat is dependent on their performance.
Yeah. Depending on the country too.
Yeah, and like it just goes down the drain. And I'm like, shit, man.
That's rough.
Yeah. So whoever drove that boat there, fuck, man, I don't know what happened.
The person that fucking shot the gun. It's like, you see the motherfucking boat. Why aren't you like, I'm not letting anyone go until this boat's out of the way? But that fool's like, okay, bunk.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
That is really, really stupid.
Yeah. And like I was watching, I didn't even know they had this in the Olympics, but like the trails, like the not dirt bike, what the hell am I talking about? Mountain biking?
Oh yeah. Just saw that
Trail biking? What is it called? What's that event called?
I don't know the actual name, but they're mountain biking.
Yeah, and I saw the women doing that, and they look like petite women. And like they were like going up crazy hills. It was raining in Japan, and they were doing
humid over there.
Yeah, they were doing trails, and like you could see the dirt is all wet and muddy from like the storm before, and their legs are just petite and stuff. And I'm like, yo, like they're fucking smashing it.
I was watching them go uphill, and they're fucking pumping, and then I was like, when the fuck is this hill gonna end? And they kept pumping, and my own legs started feeling like heavy.
Yeah,
I know that feeling of going uphill and it's never ending.
Well, and they're going slow, so slow to the point where like the steering wheel is kind of like shaky because you don't have enough ventricular force. What is that shit called?
What in the fuck are you saying? Ventriloquist horse? Did you
I
say
didn't say
ventriloquist horse?
I didn't say that. Ventrifical. What is that called?
What are you trying to say? Ventriloquist?
But anyway, well,
What are
they didn't
you
have
saying?
they weren't in motion enough for that. Like, in order for the bike to stay
Yeah.
upright,
Yeah.
you have to be in motion, right? Because as soon as you start slowing down, then everything gets shaky.
wobbly, yeah.
Right.
Because the
they were
ventriloquist isn't there.
Exactly. So she was going so slow, or they were going uphill, and it was so slow that it was like getting wobbly on them. That's all I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's it. That's all I'm fucking trying to say. All right, dude?
Fine.
Get off my fucking back. All right. We did speak about how you're like kind of torn between the American side and then your Asian people side. How do you feel about the Filipina that won it for the Philippines in weightlifting?
I fucking followed her on IG immediately.
Yeah.
Her story's awesome. Like, I don't know it at all. but her story's...
I fucking love that. No one even asked you about her story.
But her story's awesome. I can tell you that. And I make up her own story because I saw, like, because all I needed to hear was the news headline that the Philippines haven't won a weightlifting, which is Olympic weightlifting championship.
Haven't won a medal.
Yeah, in like 90 something years.
97 years.
So I was like, oh shit, that's fucking crazy. So, because I've never even heard of the Philippines in the world of strength and conditioning, which is like powerlifting and weightlifting. You just never hear of the Philippines, right? So I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. So I followed her and I started scrolling through her IG, and you know, that feed tells a story. And you see her like training straight up, like almost like jungle training. Like the equipment's not that good. It doesn't look like an Olympic training hall, like compared to like the US or some crazy nation, right? Like it's they just have like equipment that looks, I don't know, like hand-me-downs or whatever. And they got wooden blocks, and then it looks like some random like uncle that's coaching her. But
okay,
even though
no
he's
offense, but a lot of the weightlifting training facilities look like that.
honestly, they do. It's crazy.
Yeah, so I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I follow like the Chinese weightlifters.
Yeah.
Looks the exact same to
Yeah,
me.
that shit looks like shit.
There's
doesn't
like
it?
Russian ones, looks exact same way to the fucking.
Damn, you just blew my mind.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. I was like, what the fuck are you talking
It's all
about?
about money.
Huh?
What?
What? What do you mean?
It's all about money.
You can't just make a statement. What the fuck? Like, explain yourself.
So, you know, because for me, I'm like, you know what? Even the American training hall looks like that.
So what's all about money? What are you talking about?
That, because when you think of like good equipment, right? Like I would think, okay, for sure, America has all the best equipment and we have the best companies. But then I'm like, wait a second. Even when I think about American weightlifting, they don't really have the best equipment.
Mm-mm.
People that train weightlifting that do have the best equipment, NFL, right? Or CrossFit, or
So
basketball.
it's probably bringing in a lot of dollars.
It's the sports that come in and bring in, like, literally, like, most weightlifting for most countries, they have like some bare bones material.
Yeah.
But they're fucking strong. And this chick, this Filipina, I saw her back squat 350.
Yes.
I'm like, what the fuck? And then as like a 120 pounder, and I saw her
front squat.
290.
What
and
can
I'm
you
like,
front squat?
And I'm like, well, my best ever was probably, I think, like 375, 385, something like that.
Are you being serious?
Yeah.
Oh.
My best front squat, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude, how weak do you think I am?
Pretty weak. Yeah.
I just fucking told you I'm literally like one of the best elite coaches in the world.
I know, but I told you how our girlfriend, Steffi Cohen, is way stronger than you. Like,
Good for her, like I
way
said.
stronger.
I already said it. Good for her.
I know, so that's why you're not that strong. Yeah, but how did that make you feel? Did you feel like, again, like my auntie?
Yeah, I really did.
Really?
Yeah, I really did. Like,
Because I feel like Filipinos are closer to my people.
nah, they got enough. They got enough. Enough of the widescreen view. You know what I'm talking about?
No. You're stupid.
No, like, yeah, for me, like, stories like that are so relatable just because, you know, I'm very connected with Taiwan and my Chinese culture because growing up, I went back to Taiwan almost every single summer.
For how many years?
Probably all the way up until I was like 15, and then went to like every other or maybe every 2 years. And there's
when we were together, we went every year.
Yeah, and there's a big Filipino presence in Taiwan, big Indonesian presence in Taiwan. And so like when I see people like come up from like where they come from, because I understand the conditions of these countries and how they're able to still train and still be so dedicated and really put their country on the map. It's dope. It's so inspiring, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw her crush it. And
there's a Taiwanese female that you posted. Yo, let's just stop real quick, because the girls have been fucking dominating.
That chick I don't care about.
And
She's been
love
crushing
to
it.
see it. What are you talking about?
The Taiwanese chick, she's been crushing it. I've been following her for like years. I'm like, whatever. You're good. I'm on to the new story. Who's a new person crushing it?
What is she crushing in?
No, I'm just kidding. No, she's dope too, because she's a weightlifter as well. And then I think she snatched 220 something.
Shit.
Which I can't snatch that.
Shit.
You know, which is, it's crazy. Like snatching is when you pretty much throw the weight above your head and you catch it in this bottom position overhead already. And 220 is like 245 plates.
What was her weight class?
I forgot, but it was under 130 as well.
God fucking shit.
Yeah.
I
And
ain't
both of these
shit.
chicks, they look feminine still.
They look unassuming.
Yeah. You just see them like.
You don't mean, no, they all look feminine, but I think you mean they don't look like they would carry that much weight.
Yeah, they look unassuming. Like if you saw them at 99 Ranch packing groceries, you're like, you belong here. Yeah, for sure. But then if you saw them throw like a fucking gallon of soy sauce in the air, you're like, holy shit, where the fuck did that come from?
Fuck, that is so rad. As a woman, that shit makes me fucking happy.
Yeah.
And then there was the 16-year-old that won. I forgot what swimming. She won, shit, I don't know if it was like the 400 meter. No, the 100, I forgot what it was, but she was only 16 years old. She won it. Could you imagine at 16 years old and winning a fucking Olympic medal? You can't even drive yet, but you're already repping your country.
I don't even
winning.
know if they understand it.
At 16?
Or maybe they do.
I don't know.
Because, you know, like,
That's fucking huge.
because when you haven't lived
you
that
know?
much, sometimes you don't understand the severity of the situation.
I think they do, man.
Because they
If you're
train their
getting-
asses off, right?
Yeah,
that's
and
true.
you're getting flown out,
Yeah. And they follow the pipeline.
you know?
So they start probably in like, they're crushing in local competitions, then their own statewide, then their own national, and then they're
Yeah,
probably in
they're
some
smashing
sort
it.
of junior Olympics federation, and they graduate from there. So they earn every single seat to get to the next.
That's the only, I mean, you have to earn it. Like,
But
there's
people
no
that
way
don't
you
understand
can cut
sports, they don't
corners.
know. You know?
I see.
You know, people would probably just think, oh yeah, there's Olympic trials. You just walk on. It's like, no, you got to qualify for Olympic trials.
I want to
first.
see you fucking walk on and make it past the trial.
I tried. I was re-looking up the speed walking. I was looking up the speed walking
When?
a few years ago because I was like, I smoke all of the homies in speed walking. I'm fucking fast.
You know what you'd probably be good at? That you could probably still be an Olympic medalist at?
What?
Like targets. Like, you know, they have like the ones that, those
No way.
pigeons that those clay pigeons.
Impossible.
That's a sport. It's not impossible. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get into like track and field, or
Yeah,
if you want to get
no.
into swimming, can I finish?
No,
Goddamn.
you can't. You really, I can't. I got to stop you right here. It's
Why?
impossible.
No, it's not.
These shooters, their
The book that I'm reading, I'm telling you.
their fucking hand-eye coordination
You can probably do it.
is so
You don't believe in yourself?
fucking insane. Have you seen these guys shoot targets?
You can do it.
They can
Is it
shoot.
skeet? Skeets?
Yeah,
Skeet.
skeet, motherfucker. They can fucking they can shoot fucking like the same hole like over and
I
over
know,
again.
but I'm just saying, like, you don't. The same.
Did you
type
see
of-
that fucking Tom Brady video where he threw
Yes,
the
but
ball
that's
back into the
different.
hole?
That's different.
They can do that with bullets.
Yes, you can do that with bullets, right? But that's different. Because I'm saying that he needed to do that since he was like a little kid. With shooting, not to knock any professional shooters there, but I think you can do it.
No,
I think you can do it.
I know you can't. I don't have the set of genetic traits that's required to do that.
Standing still, staring at a fucking still target,
Yeah.
you can do it.
You know how hard it is to fucking stand
Why don't you want me to
still?
believe?
Because I've been
You don't
in
want me to
the
believe in you?
military, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have rifle qual at least once a year, most time twice a year. I've shot with some good shooters. I've also seen our range instructors shoot, and our range instructors who are fucking good already can't even make the Olympic team.
Are they trying to be on the Olympic team?
Yeah.
Are they?
No.
fucker.
But they
I
can't.
hate you.
But they can't.
All right, I don't believe in you.
That's why they don't try.
Fine. I want a fucking divorce. I thought that was the only thing that you were probably good at. And I'm like, fine,
Not
okay.
even
My husband
close.
can probably get
No.
a fucking Olympic medal.
Not even close.
I believe in him.
The closest thing I can get an Olympic medal for is for handsomeness, and that's about it.
Okay, well, yeah, you're not even on the fucking roster, dude.
What do you mean?
I fucking hate you.
It's hard. It's really hard to shoot well.
Fine.
Like even when I do actually do my marksmanship shit, I mean, I don't train every single day, but I'm like in the middle all the time.
Fine.
It's really hard.
Okay, there was this other story I heard, because you know how they have like little mini bios in front of like all the American athletes?
Yeah.
And they tell you like kind of their background story or just what they're doing or what they did to get there or like orgs that they're involved in. So there's this chick, Carissa Moore. She won gold in surfing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And her story was so rad. Like, I'm not going to go into her full story, but what I liked is that she's from Hawaii.
Oh, cool.
And it's like, it's really tight because that's where surfing originated.
Yeah.
And then for her to take it, you know, for the US and she's from Hawaii, I was like, oh, that's really tight. And she's a woman again. Thank you. See how many women won. You can keep talking. I want to see how many women won.
Would you be down to watch a male versus female sport
what?
if it's more equal?
Dude, seven out of the 11 are women won gold medals.
Oh, sick.
How fucking rad
That's
is that?
fucking rad, yeah.
Okay, if it's not fighting, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be sick.
I think that'd be really cool.
They had
too.
a tennis match like back in the 70s, right? Like it was like, fuck, I'm so bad.
But didn't
with
she get
names.
smashed?
No, she won.
What?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you sure about
Oh
that?
my God, we don't know jack shit.
Dude, I fucking know everything.
I'm gonna look it up.
Don't tell me anything. I know everything.
Talk. I'm gonna look.
All
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah, it was Billie Jean King.
Oh, yeah, right.
Triumphs. Battle of the Sexes. I told you.
Oh, shit. That's tight.
Yeah, it was on September 20th, 1973.
And the reason why I want that is, you know, like the little that I've trained kickboxing and grappling and stuff, I get smashed by females all the time.
I love to watch that.
Yeah, and they're really good, you know. So it actually pisses me off when people don't understand or they just think like it pisses me off both ways. It pisses me off when dudes think they can take chicks anytime they want. Cause I'm like, bro, you
When
don't even
they train or just in general?
just in general. Because it's obviously the dudes that don't train that say these things.
Yeah.
Because dudes that have been in the gym in any regard, like you'll get smashed. You get smashed by a female swimmer. You get smashed by a sprinter. For sure, you get your ass beat by a female fighter, grappler, anything like that. So it pisses me off when there's dumbass dudes that think they can take all chicks. But it also pisses me off the same when there's females that think they're extremely helpless. Because they're like, oh yeah, all dudes will just fucking take me. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that pisses me
I'm
off
like, do
too.
you understand how much potential that you have? It's
Yeah.
like, yes, you have
are
to
dumb bitches.
unlearn a lot of like maybe
hate it.
18 or more years of mental block in your brain.
Yeah.
But I get my ass handed to me all the time in kickboxing, all the time in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And I wish there's more of a competition like that so that it can showcase to the world like how like physically equal we can actually be, you
Yeah.
know, especially if it's in the same weight class. Obviously, you take fucking Shaquille O'Neal and you put him against Ariana Grande, he's probably gonna kick her into oblivion. But if you have two people, same weight, same I mean, there's these female weightlifters that are stronger than me and they're like $120, $130.
Oh, so you
know?
admit it?
What?
You admit it?
I didn't name no names.
Oh, all right. All right. No, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it does piss me off when I hear that too, because I'm just
On
like,
both ends. It pisses me off on both ends.
yeah, for sure. I'm right there with you. I fucking hate it. That's why I love seeing women in unconventional sports or roles or just doing shit that have been deemed, like not for women. I'm like, fuck off. And I love the women that still come in and they like steezify it, you know? Like they still have their own feminine twist to it. And I'm like, yes, fuck you, you know? Like not only are you able to silence a lot of naysayers, but you're able to steezify it, make it your own. And some of them are wearing like long ass nails or like they're hella done up and look like extra, you know, what some might label as extra. Like I love it. I fucking love it.
Like the Japanese softball team haircuts. You like that, Steez? Or you ate something sour?
What steez are we talking about?
They just have very interesting haircuts that you could just tell that
They're very dedicated.
they're very dedicated. Their haircuts
Why are
show.
you talking shit about your aunties, dude?
Hey,
You
that's
just said
part of
you're-
it too. My aunties do actually have haircuts like that. I think that
What auntie? Both of your aunties have like shoulder length to long hair. What are you talking about?
I don't know, but it's just funny when
Oh yeah,
you
one
can
of your
tell
aunties
you
does
could
have hair
tell
like that.
what sport they play from the haircut that they have, and it's a lot of dedication to have a haircut like that.
It is. That's why they're in the Olympics and you're not. You
Hey.
have no dedication.
You can tell that I'm an elite power lifter from my haircut.
Yeah. Well, on that note, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Congrats to literally all of the fucking athletes right now playing and fucking fighting their asses off to take a medal home to their home country.
And you heard it here first. It's okay to root for more than one team. And honestly, I think we should. You know, like when Conor McGregor comes
But
on.
that's what's fun about
when
it.
Conor McGregor comes on, right? When he comes on to the UFC, how many American
Me?
but Irish people
Oh.
also don the Irish flag, right? Because there's some sort of pride. Like we all get that.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, yeah, of course we're American. I'm very American. I actually served in the American military. I'm a prior veteran, United States Marine.
More American than me?
Yeah. So like I'm have a lot of American pride. I think we're one of the best countries in the world. But I'm still deeply connected to where my DNA came from.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's okay. And I think it's okay to have pride in your own country, the country that you came from, and also just remarkable stories out there, because that's really what the Olympics is about. I think to me the true spirit of the Olympics isn't about like, yo, country over there, suck my dick. You know, it's more about inspiration. Show like when countries like people love the upset story from this country that you didn't really hear anything about, and they come and they just fucking take it.
The
It's
underdogs.
like, yeah, like all the other countries also get behind it. Like it's awesome, you know. It's just that underdog, that Rocky spirit. I fucking love all that. So go root for as many
Whoever.
countries as you want, whoever relates to you, whoever inspires you, and I think it is completely okay.
Yeah, I agree. And that was actually really beautiful.
Yeah,
That was really beautiful.
I fucking told you, I'm fucking poetic.
All right. And on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. And also thank you to our sponsors. So thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this podcast. Right now, if you go to BetterHelp, that's betterhelp.com/bail, you're going to get 10% off your first month. Again, that's betterhelp.com/bail.
And also, don't forget to check out barbellbrigade.com if you've been waiting for a time to stock up on our world-famous supplements. Wait no further. For this week and this week only, we have a buy two, get one free sale going on right now. So make sure you go to barbellbrigade.com to get your immunity support, your performance greens, multivitamins, strength stack, pre-workout protein, anything and everything that you need to help you with your strength and fitness gains. And last but not least, don't forget to check out junebishop.com to get your daily serving packs of matcha, also in tin form, and use the code BEAW, BEAW, to get 10% off. Go to junebishop.com and see you guys next time.
Bye.